Shakespeare's plays stay the same, the text of the plays stay the same every time they are revived, but the world around them changes. And so different plays tend to mean different things at different times in history. You know, The Merchant of Venice was a different play before the Holocaust than it is after the Holocaust. And so the questions that are percolating in the atmosphere tend to hook on like barnacles to the text of Shakespeare's play and change what the play is about.
Is this the noble Moor whom our full Senate call all in all sufficient?
I think race is one of the elements of the play.
When the world at large started thinking critically about questions of race, there were major productions, both in England and in the United States, that coincided with the civil rights movement, that really suddenly declared that this is a play specifically about race.
It was really around that time when people started really relying on the racial dynamic, the race element. You know, his downfall is not driven by race, but you can't get away from it. It's one of the components.
But now it's 50 years after the civil rights movement, and the center of the play moves around again as society's attitudes start to shift. Right now, questions of misogyny and gender are very much in the world.
Iago's misogyny is a very interesting thing, a very brutal thing. And how these men view women and who women are and what purpose they serve in the life, you know, and it's a male world, you know, it's an army world. So I think the themes of gender are very clear in this production and I think are important in the play.
The women in the play are really treated just terribly. And I think that's something that we've really been delving into and not shying away from or trying to, you know, make nice.
This is a subtle whore, a closet, lock and key of villainous secrets. Yet she'll kneel and pray. I've seen her do it.
It's really a ship of fools, this play. You know, I mean, all these other characters talking about honor, nobility, reputation, virtue, love, devotion. And Iago's point of view is that all of these things are constructs which have no real essential meaning. And he sees all these people who are purportedly living by all these constructs and proceeds to trip them all up and say, well, I can make them all do things that you wouldn't imagine that they would even be capable of doing. All these people of love and honor and valor and reputation and virtue.
The Moor is abused by some most villainous knave, some base, notorious knave, some scurvy fellow.
Speak within door.
Fie upon them.
People keep looking at Iago for a motivation. They keep searching him for a core.
I will show you such a necessity in his death that you shall think yourself bound to put it on him. About it.
You have to be careful about trying to locate standard character motivations in Iago.
I mean, we today would call him a sociopath or a psychopath, one who does not understand empathy. He understands what's the difference between right and wrong, but empathy, he's missing that chip.
The interesting thing about him is that throughout the play he lists explanation after explanation after explanation, but they still don't really add up to why a guy would want to do something as completely, inexplicably devastating as what he does.
Why, now I see there's metal in thee!
He's one of Shakespeare's first examples of really trying to cope with something that finally cannot be explained.
Evil exists in the world, and you know, it's frightening. It's really deeply frightening, and you know, that's something that has not changed between when the play was written and right now.
At the end of the play, he just clams up. He says, from this time forth, I never will speak word. And it's both frustrating and also in its weird sort of way, it breaks you through to some other kind of realm of experience, because he's saying, hey, there's evil in the world, it's just metaphysical and it's existential and we all just have to cope with it. And that seems to be the territory that Shakespeare wants to explore in the play.
I will, my lord.
That's really good. That's really good.